I disliked my time with Chaos Shuffle, but I don't think the problem is so much with the modifier. Hello everyone, I'm Negative Nancy Fox here again today, and I'm asking the questions, does Dead by Daylight have a perk problem? Allow me to start by saying that this is just my opinion. I did 2 hours of each side yesterday on my stream, and I very quickly came to realize a few things. For one, RNG hates me, and I often got really terrible perks with no synergy at all. I only had a single generated defense perk the whole time I played, which was Merciless Storm. Yet I got Insidious in Game of Foot multiple times. Maybe I misunderstood, but I was under the impression that perks were supposed to try and synergize? If that was the case, why did one of my viewers when we were playing Survivor get Smash Hit and Lithe in the same loadout? 2 exhaustion perks? That's not really much of a synergy. I also saw a lot of people with Breakout, Boil Over made for this on the Survivor side, often in the exact same loadout, and in some cases twice. I know this is just a silly modifier, and to not take it too seriously. I don't even take the main mode that seriously, despite what my YouTube content may say. But one thing I would like to see changed if this modifier ever comes back, better perk synergy, because right now there really isn't any. With the current perk design, throwing a bunch of random perks together just feels more like no perks at all. And let me view what random perks I'm gonna get in the pre-game lobby. I'm aware that this has its own downsides of people just leaving till they get the perks they like in the pre-game lobby over and over again. But right now, when I load into a match, if I'm unsure what a perk does, I need to check. While I'm checking what the hell the thing does, I'm often found by the killer just because I'm stood there, I'm hit and I'm downed. When I was actually playing the killer, I was noticing survivors doing this, and at first I thought they was just AFK, but once I started to play Survivor, I realized that wasn't the case. They were probably just checking their perks. But this isn't the main reason I dislike the modifier. The real reason I dislike the mode so much is because I quickly noticed how bad perk design is in Dead by Daylight. As of this upload, there is 140 Survivor perks and 121 killer perks for a total of 261 perks. That is a lot of perks when you can only use 4 per match. There can be anywhere from 3 to 9 perks added every 3 months with a new chapter release. It's generally 6 with 1 killer and 1 survivor, but sometimes you only get a killer, like Chucky, Ghostface or Bubba. And sometimes you only get a survivor, like Nicolas Cage or Michaela. And very rarely you get 2 survivors, like with the Stranger Things, Resident Evil, both times with their chapter, and Tools of Torment. So perks are always increasing in number. With the year 8 anniversary coming up, that is a lot of new perks added in the course of the game. And many of them have been buffed, nerfed, or even completely changed. It's not too surprising that there is a perk bloat, and many of them are forgotten, but it's not just old perks. New perks are getting pretty uncreative too. Let's look at the upcoming chapter perks, particularly for Vecna. Granted, this is still the PTB and is subject to change. Dark Arrogance permanently increases the duration of killer blinds by any means and the duration of pallet stuns by 25%. Permanently increases your vaulting speed by 16, 18, 20%. This is just another vaulting speed perk. We already have 3 other perks that increase vaulting speed: Fire Up, Bamboozle, and Superior Anatomy. Unless I'm doing a funny vault build, why would I ever take Dark Arrogance over Bamboozle? Dark Arrogance has a pretty terrible downside. Longer stuns are really detrimental to the killer, while Bamboozle is always a plus. The Survivor perks are pretty interesting though. Bardic Inspiration is just another do generators faster perk, but at least it's visually appealing in itself, and, let's be honest, can be used for many more ways for fun interactions. Mirrored Illusion is a totally new idea to try and trick the killer, and Still Sight is a somewhat interesting idea, though I'm unsure how useful it will be. Even the last chapter, All Things Wicked, had the issue of feeling like we're just releasing perks that do the same thing other perks do, but the Survivor side got a totally new mechanic with invocations. And they have more coming in the future too. What did the Unknown get? Another vaulting perk with Unbound, another gen kick with Undone, which relies on the survivors actually missing skill checks to begin with to even be effective, and Unforeseen, which when you kick a generator puts your terror radius on that generator for 30 seconds. Unforeseen is the only interesting perk for the killer here. Everything else has been done before and in most cases done better. And even then, it's not much different from one of Pyramid Head's perks. The last time a killer got a new anything kind of mechanic is with Scourge Hugs, and the last Scourge Hug we got was from the Onryo. That was almost 9 chapters ago, and killers only ever got 3 Scourge Hug perks. The others were converted into Scourge Hugs. The only Scourge Hug that is actually kind of unique is Gift of Pain. Pain Resonance, while admittedly is the best one, is just Pop Goes the Weasel without needing to kick a generator. It just sort of does that automatically for you on the most progress generator. They're even the same value of regression. So perk bloat is affecting the good perks too. Killers often run both Paint Resonance and Pop Goes the Weasel together to great effect, so much so that they're actually nerfing both of them. Survivors aren't entirely free of this either. Lighter's perk, or however you say her name, Cut Loose, is just another quick and quiet. Friendly Competition is just Prove Thyself with a trigger condition. So many perks are starting to feel like the same perk over and over again, but in a lot of cases, they're just worse than the original, so they never get used, or in some cases, they get used together to create a multiple of the same effect going off at the same time, which can often be overbearing, needing the perks to be nerfed over and over again. I'm not saying they need to create a new way to interact with the game every single chapter, nor am I saying that every perk needs to be S tier, but a lot of perks need to be looked at, because there's just so many perks that just do the same thing as this other perk with slightly changed trigger conditions, or just a flat out worse version of it. I want to be excited for a chapter release for more than just the killer. They have an opportunity to shake the game up with every chapter release, and I feel like behavior does not deliver on perks. Instead, we get the same old stale perks we already have in the game more often than not. But what do you think? Is the perk design getting stale? Are you fine with perks just being modifiers of pre-existing perks? Am I talking at my tail end? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Again, I'm sorry my uploads are slower these days. Changing my content to more scripted stuff takes a lot of time for me. I'm currently in the middle of scripting the "So You Want to Main the Wraith" video, but that should be done within a few days, hopefully. I just wanted to get my thoughts out on the perk design in Dead by Daylight, as the recent modifier really made me realize how bad it is. I also don't really know how to fix the issue. Dead by Daylight being as old as it is this is just going to happen. There's not much we can really do about it, but I do think some of the new perks need to be a little more creative. And last, but certainly not least, thank you all so much for almost 400 subscribers on YouTube and nearly 500 followers on Twitch. I never expected to get so far so quickly. My goal has always been to try and make at least one person smile a day and create a community where everyone feels welcome. Because of you all, I feel like I've accomplished that, and I am forever grateful. Thank you so much, each and every single one of you. But that is all from me today. Take care of each other out there, and be safe. Goodbye for now.